Hi there, Laurel Cation here. I just thought I would share with you a little bit about what I do when I'm not driving the school bus. Okay. I am a career coach plus a professional resume writer. I'm also a certified ghostwriter, and I have more than 18 years of experience helping people successfully navigate career and job changes in many different kinds of situations. The vast majority of my clients land interviews literally within 5 or fewer applications. Okay. I consider you the subject matter expert in your life and experience and the skills that you have in your industry and that knowledge that you have. I would never claim to have any expertise in. My expertise is in knowing how to uh, word the information properly, how to place it, keeping up with all of the technological changes that have taken place in the career space, everything from applicant tracking systems to AI to job scams to keywords and all different kinds of things that are important today, and some a whole bunch of aspects of things that are really important. Um, so what we do is the way I work is kind of different than most career coaches um, work separately from the resume writers. I actually combine the two, and I combine them in a way that's different than what professional resume writers do, which usually they're working off of notes, usually either notes that they themselves took or notes that the career coach took. I don't do it that way. I schedule what I call a half day writing session appointment. And I do this between the hours that I'm driving a bus. Okay. So, and if I only have one client a week, that's great. One or two, two or three a month. That's cool with me. I'm not high volume. I'm quality. Okay. So anyway, so it's very common for me when I'm working with people who may have encountered the job hunter's black hole, which is when you get ghosted and you apply. People have applied to tons of different places and didn't get a single call back for an interview. Okay, not uncommon. Um, it's not uncommon for me after people work with me and we do this process of going one on one. I basically share my screen. You're looking over my shoulder. I'm interviewing you and asking you questions about what you do and how you do things, and what are some of the things that were amazing experiences that you had, and we start to bring all this stuff out, and I'm writing as I'm interviewing you, and I'm making sure every sentence that goes down, every word is correct. And not only is it correct in terms of the format for resumes and all that, but it reflects you, because as a certified ghostwriter, I'm in fact Wisconsin's first certified ghostwriter that was academically certified through California State University. Um, but it's really important that your voice is present in the work. And that is why my clients, so if I've had people that come to me and they've applied for dozens and dozens of positions, never got an answer back. We work together, and then I hear back from them a week or two later, and they go, Laurel, you can't believe it. I applied for 3 positions and I got 3 interviews. Okay, this isn't very common. Over the years that I've been working with people, and I've been doing resumes and career coaching for many, many years now, um, I can count on one hand the number of people who needed more than 10 or 15 applications. Okay, it's very common that this is very effective, provided, and that's for the people who actually follow my system, because I teach an entire system of how to. It has to do with first really knowing what you want, okay, and what you're really good at. And when you know that, that helps guide you towards, oh, I want a position that enables me to do the thing that I'm really good at and that I enjoy doing. Things that I do that when I'm doing them, it doesn't feel like work. Okay. And a lot of people have difficulty knowing that. And that's why I've developed, I'm actually working on becoming certified in this. I'm not there yet though. Clifton Strengths by Gallup. Okay. Very powerful tool in positive psychology. I'm so excited about it. I'm like a total advocate for it. People don't realize that you have 34 as many teeth as you have in your mouth. That's how many natural human talents have been identified by Gallup that we all have. in as uniquely as our dental work. Okay, and when you take the assessment and you discover that, it can be life changing. It was for me. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. This is so accurate, and it really speaks to things like what is your value. Albert Einstein said, "Don't focus on being of success. Focus on being of value." Well, most people don't know what that means. What's my value? And people I think also have taken that quote out of context. If you don't know the entire quote, which I share with people in my training, you know it's not monetary value, guys. That's not the value he was speaking of. And anyway, when people know that value, that they're like, "Oh my God, this is a natural talent that I have." And when I use it, time disappears. Work doesn't feel like work. I can't wait to go to work. Okay, if you're not feeling like that about the job that you're doing or the career path you've been on, that you don't feel that excitement like you did when you were 6 years old and it was, summer vacation and you couldn't wait to get outside and go play, or when you go on a vacation now and you can't wait to get up and go, check things out. If you don't feel that way about the work you're doing, um, chances are you don't know what your talents are, and you're not aware of them in a way that, because then when you start to direct your career path towards finding the jobs that enable you to grow as a human being in the quality of those gifts, and you get to become, that is, and that's what Gallup discovered, in developing this entire, it's actually a field of positive psychology, and it's based on millions of data points studied in the workplace, all over the world, of studying people who are successful, what makes people successful. And so anyway, so we use that, and then we also use this process called reflective writing, and then wisdom from lots of geniuses like Einstein and several others. And basically, I provide step by step training and instructions on the very best practices today, including things like AI, how to use it properly and how not to. Um, and and then just really, we get everything done, and it's very efficient too. We usually get the resume done in our first writing session. And I do writing sessions on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, between the hours of 9:30 and 1:30. That is when my brain is sharpest, and that's when I'm not driving. And I don't work on evenings. Saturdays, I can be more flexible. I can start early, way earlier in the morning on a Saturday, and because I'm used to getting up super early anyway. And I can go a little later into the afternoon, but seriously, by like 3 o'clock, my brain's kind of mushy. Um, so anyway, so that's what I do. And if you know someone needs help, I love working with career changers. I love working with workforce reentrants, people who are coming back into the workforce after time away, taking care of other people or their own health or whatnot. I also love working with new graduates. I love that because that's like helping people really. I wish I had known about about my strengths when I was that age. My life would be very different if I had. But anyway, basically, you just book a free strategy call with me, and we usually it's about half an hour, 20 to 30 minutes, and I learn a little bit more about your situation, and then I show you all the different things and give you some suggestions of what I would recommend, and then I give you a quote, and I also include with every free strategy session. A checklist, an organizer checklist for you to use that you can use whether you work with me or not. And so that's how it works. If you are interested in that, give me a call. Or the best thing is actually to look at my calendar and grab a time out of my calendar. I often have my phone off, and so I'm kind of slow. Texting me is always the best way to reach me. Then I'm more likely to see that, just because of my phone being off. And to be honest, I am inundated with way, way, way too many texts and emails these days. So anyway, thanks so much. Have a great day. Talk soon.